Hey, plumbing class, how you guys doing? Hey, just going to talk to you a little bit about plumbing rough-in. Okay, back in the day, before we had computers and everything's on the internet, a plumber had to have one of these books for pretty much all the fixtures he was going to be installing in a building. Okay, and what these books did was provide you with the dimensions of every fixture that you'd be putting in. So when you were roughing in the waste and vent and the drain, you could go to the book and it'd tell you right where to put the water, right where to put the drain lines, right where to put the height and to put the brackets to hang them. Okay, and you had to have these on you. Now you can go online, they're all on the internet, and everything's a lot simpler because of computers. But I just want to use this as a reference to show you guys that if you look at the drawing, I hope you can see that. That's a Gerber Monticello sink. Okay, and if you look, it'll show you where to put the water lines. There's the hot and there's the cold. Okay, there's the drain line. Okay, if you can see that, is that better? Okay, here's the center line of the sink. Okay, there's your bracket that holds the sink on the wall. It gives you the dimensions of what height to put the bracket, and it gives you both handicap dimensions, which is 34 inches to the flood rim for ADA, or 31 inches for just a residential normal height for a wall hung sink. Okay, you know, your drain comes down, you'd have a trap and it would go in there, and it tells you the size of the waste and everything. That's 1.25 inch waste. Okay, and if you have legs, it'll tell you where to put the legs on the sink. Okay, the faucet tells you that requires a 4-inch center set. Okay, and it gives you the dimensions of how far out the sink is, how wide the sink is, and that's pretty much all dimensions what you're going to need to know to put in that fixture. So if you have a big job and you have, let's say you're roughing in a 4-bedroom house, you're going to need to know what all the fixtures are, so you can have the dimensions. So when you're roughing in the plumbing, that's all the piping that's in the wall that you don't see later, but you need to have them come out of the wall in the right spot, in the exact right spot in many cases. So without this information, you cannot correctly rough in a house. So all the manufacturers had their own book for all their fixtures, and as you know, each manufacturer could have hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of fixtures that you'd be installing. This is for an Elger. So a plumber, if he was putting in multiple different manufacturer fixtures in, he would have to have the book or the sheet. That you could refer to, okay? And it was very important. But it's something that you might want to look into on the internet and go around and go to different manufacturers, pull up the rough-in dimensions for a particular fixture, and just look at how it's laid out. Because they don't give you every single dimension, but they give you enough information that you can deduct from one dimension to find the dimension of something else. And once you look at it and refer to it and study it, you'll understand it. Okay? I'm going to do one on the board, and I'll relay the information to you and show you what you got to consider. Okay. First thing you look at, where's the flood rim? The reason you need to know that is because all the dimensions on these rough-in sheets are off of either the flood rim or if you went off the floor on a wall-hung fixture, it would be different dimensions every time for the ADA or for the optional 24-inch. Okay? The ADA urinal is lower to the floor. So if you base all your dimensions off of the flood rim, then you're gonna be okay. You don't have to keep changing everything. As long as you know that your one dimension off the floor is to the flood rim of the urinal. Okay. Then you can find the top. It'll give you the dimension from the flood rim to the top of the urinal. It'll give you the dimension from the top of the urinal to the center of your 3/4 inch water line for the urinal. It'll tell you that it's 4 3/4 inches over from the urinal. It'll tell you where your brackets are, and it's all going to be based off of the flood rim in this particular case to show you the dimensions. So keep that in mind. Once you establish your flood rim, you base everything off the flood rim. You find your center of your drain, you can rough in your drain. Okay. You find the center of your water line, rough in your water line. Okay. Then you're going to want to put a backer board in here. Okay. What a backer board is a 2x6 or a 2x8. It's going to be in between the studs and secured really well, because later on, after they sheetrock or tile, you're going to go back and put your brackets on, and you need something real strong to tie into, because that's what's holding your urinal up. Okay. So once you get that backer board in, you get your water line roughed, you get your drain line roughed. Okay. You're just going to stub that out of the wall and put a cap on it. Okay. Then they can come and sheetrock and tile, and when you come back later to put the urinal in, all your dimensions are correct. It'll be a nice smooth job. All right, I'll be talking to you guys soon. Keep up the good work. Keep on working. Stay healthy. Sign out.